You may like to carry outside the waistband, in which case you could carry the P365. Or perhaps you prefer carrying inside the waistband, in which case you could carry the P365. But you know, there are times you might really prefer pocket carry, in which case you could carry the P365. I haven't shot these little babies in a while, so I'm just going to warm up. But I'm going to start with the XL. P365 XL, because I just put this optic on there. This is the Romeo Zero. It's the Sig Sauer Romeo Zero. I just bought it and I just put it on. I've got it eyeballed in, so we should be close to a zero, but probably not precisely on a zero. See if I've got this thing dialed in at all. I should be able to hit that target, but it is a pretty small target. It's 12 yards away. Let's give it a try. We'll put a couple mags through it, unless I'm nowhere near. That's not too bad. I'm pretty sure all that jumping around is me. All right, let me see if I can put any at the head of the target. A little bit low right, yeah? Okay, pretty consistent though. That's not too bad. That's a pretty small area for just eyeballing it and getting it close. I think that's not too bad. Not too bad. So that was the P365 XL. Okay, now I'm going to warm up the carry gun. This is the regular, original P365 with traditional controls, traditional sights. And one of the things I always recommend is from time to time, you need to rotate the ammo in your carry gun. So every once in a while when you're at the range and you have your carry gun with you, you need to shoot those rounds and then refill it with the same, or you know, whatever your preference is. So that's what I'm going to do. And that is the, of course, Sig Sauer Elite Performance V-Crown 124 grain. That is my carry load. Oh man, what a shooter. This has been my carry gun since I got it, since they came out. It has yet to be dethroned by anything. There are a lot of good options out there, don't get me wrong. A lot of good options, but... Okay, going back to just the ball ammo, which by the way is Federal 124 grain ball, for those of you who like to know what people are shooting. And this is the 10-round magazine, but with the pinky extension base plate on it. There are a lot of magazine configurations for these guns, which is another nice plus, I think. So that was the regular, ordinary P365. And now, the P365 SAS. SAS stands for SIG Anti-Snag. This is the one that has been stripped of the protruding controls. I have mixed feelings about that. And this has the Meprolite sight that is sunk down into the slide, so there is no protruding front sight and there is no protruding rear sight. The whole thing is right there. Showed you that before. I'm still on the fence with this one, but let's warm it up. So I have an immediate comment. Wow, this thing is a whole lot louder because of course it's got the ported barrel. The short barrel that's ported. The idea behind porting a barrel would be to reduce muzzle rise when you're shooting, reduce felt recoil for the shooter. To be honest, I just shot, this is the third of 3 P365s. And the other one I just shot before this was the exact same length gun with the non-ported barrel. I did not feel any difference in muzzle rise. I didn't feel like this one shot flatter, but it sure shoots louder. This is the 12-round magazine. It's got the base plate that accepts those extra 2. I will say, man, boy, this sight glows in a sunny day like I have right now. That sight just really glows. But it still feels weird to me. You know, I'm an old dog and new tricks don't come easy. All right, I'm going to up the ante a little bit, challenge myself with the shooting tree. Because I love to turn on a camera and then make myself look foolish. That's my thing. You get to watch, aren't you lucky? Okay, this is the SAS with that weird sight that I haven't decided how much I like yet. Now you know why. All right, let me try a higher one. Nope. And no idea where I'm hitting. I've got to be missing to the left. All right. I don't know. Can't have very many rounds left. Finally. All right. It's a tough sight. It's big and it glows bright, but it is not meant for accuracy. It's not meant for any kind of precise shooting. And I've harped on that before, but in an attempt now to try and show you that I'm not a complete total loser, the regular P365, I hope I can shoot this one halfway decent because it is my carry gun. All right, traditional sights. Well, at least I hit it. All right, I see that's more like it. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm old-fashioned. Moving to the XL. I'm going to give this one 2 magazines because I'm still trying to work in this optic, the Romeo 0. Ah, come on. All right. Like I say, I think it's a little low left, so I am going to need to tweak it, and I'll try and do that as part of this project here. Okay. All right, not too bad. Not too bad. This thing is a sweet shooter. I don't know if the longer barrel and longer slide makes that much difference, but the longer grip makes it very comfortable to shoot. It's a heck of a shooter. Okay, here's that sight-in work with the P365 XL. So I started out over here, these two, and as I always do, I overcompensated and I wound up with these two. So then I finally dialed it in. I got that guy right there. Felt pretty good about it. I shot 3 or 4 more and I made that. So I think that I'm happy with where it is. I'm going to call that optic sighted in. I would be very willing to bet you that properly rested, mechanically, each one of these guns is accurate. And I would trust that mechanical accuracy at this distance, which is 12 yards, to, you know, with the right, with ammo that's good and consistent and all that, one ragged hole, you know, each one of these guns, no problem, properly rested or machine rested or whatever. So we're not testing the gun's capability for accuracy, nor are we really testing this ammo that I'm going to use. This is the Sig 365 ammo, 115 grain, traveling at 1,050 feet per second. We're not really testing this. I've done that in the past, and this is good stuff. So I trust the ammo, I trust the guns. So if I trust all 3 of the guns, and I trust the ammo to be accurate, the question is, what has 2 thumbs and is the weak link in this scenario? This guy. So the test here is, which one of these guns do I shoot better, if any, or which one of these guns do I shoot worse? You know, maybe I shoot 2 of them really well and one of them I don't shoot very well at all, and all that. I don't really know. I've never shot all 3 of them together. So let's find out. In no real special order, but I'm going to start out with the oldest of the 3, the standard P365. And that's going to be the top orange dot, 12 yards away. Slide didn't lock back for whatever reason, but that was 5 rounds through the P365. Now, 5 rounds through the P365 SAS. Also, small notation, I'm using the flush base plate magazine for each of the 3 guns. The XL takes a longer magazine, but it also has a flush base plate as opposed to the extensions. So I don't want to introduce any variables by, you know, oh, this one had the pinky mag or this one had an extended mag. All right, SAS, this is going to be the weird one. This one I struggle with. Okay, there's those 5. So at this point in time, you guys have an advantage because I really can't even see my hits down there, but you can. And last, and I doubt very much least, P365 XL with the Romeo 0. That is hopefully zeroed in. Okay. Okay, well, so what they all seem to have in common is that I kind of suck. So the P365, I'm going to call that a really good group. There's one flyer. You can always count on me to have a flyer, so I would say we've got a nice group there. The SAS, I tried to hold it so that I could just see this much of the orange dot on top of the green dot, if that makes sense. And I'll take that one every day of the week. And that's not bad either, but boy, not happy with those. The XL with the Romeo 0 did well, but I don't know that I shoot a red dot better than I shoot open sights. So, and this may be evidence of that. There you go. That's how this shooter does on this day with the 3. Okay, so in keeping with the 3 little pigs or 3 little SIGs analogy, I thought I would give you my thoughts and opinions for my use of these 3 guns. So I'm going to use the rating system of which one of these guns is made of straw, which one is made of wood, and which one is made of brick. Well, for me, the one that's made of straw would be the P365 SAS. And here's my reason. First and foremost, I just don't shoot it as well as I shoot the other 2 guns. So I have the least effective results, shooting the gun. That's number 1. Number 2, the SAS treatment removes user options that this particular user likes to have, and that is the slide stop, slide release, the takedown lever, but much more so, the slide stop, slide release. I don't like a gun that doesn't have that, and this one effectively doesn't really have that. The Mepperlite sight that is sunk down into the slide of this gun is incredibly innovative. It's very cool, and it works beautifully as designed. I guess the problem is the design is just not effective for me. I would argue that unless you spend a lot of time training with it, it is not the quick acquisition sight that a lot of folks think it is, any more than a red dot is. In my opinion, I think it's very similar to a red dot in that respect. If the gun is slightly out of alignment, you're not going to see that green sight at all. But more importantly, it's too big, too bright, and it forces you to cover up your target. So any kind of precise shot placement is much more difficult with this. So yeah, if you're inside of a few feet and you have to take a very fast, almost a retention position type of defensive shot, It'll probably work if, again, you get the pistol aligned quickly enough that you can see the green sight. Otherwise, you just might as well have a gun with no sights on it. And then last, the ported barrel. I think the ported barrel is kind of a fad. I don't see the purpose of it in a gun with a barrel this short. I don't feel that it makes any real difference. I've looked at that before. I've looked at the difference in recoil, ported versus non-ported. I didn't see anything to convince me that it really helps. It does make the gun a lot louder, so that's a downside, certainly, for a defensive handgun. You can damage your hearing more with this one. And there's the potential for a lot of muzzle flash, vertically, which could impair the shooter again, visually in a dark situation. So the SAS for me is the most fad-oriented gun, almost to the point of being gimmicky. Alright, that takes us to which one of these guns is made of wood? Which one of these little SIGs built a wood house? Well, that is going to be the XL, P365 XL. And here's my rationale. So first of all, let me say that it's an amazing handgun, but the XL size, the extra height particularly, and that little bit of extra barrel length do limit your carry options. I was able to get it into a pocket holster mostly and put it in my pocket just for demonstration purposes, just for drama. But I would never be able to actually carry it that way. It doesn't truly fit into the DeSantis Nemesis holster, nor would I expect it to, and it's certainly too big to go into my pocket. If you're carrying inside the waistband or outside the waistband at your 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock or wherever you like to carry, it's going to print more because of the extra height of the gun. The length really doesn't matter in that case, although if you're carrying outside the waistband, the extra length is going to be harder to conceal with a cover garment. So anyway, I think basically the size of the gun detracts from, for me, what the P365 really is. In every other way, it is excellent. It's an amazing shooter. I love the trigger. I love the feel, the ergonomics. I shoot it great. It comes with those amazing sights. Of course, it can take the Romeo 0 that we have on it now. In every other way, it's a fantastic gun. Just not as concealable. Okay, so the geniuses among you, by process of elimination, have probably figured out which one of these little SIGs is the brick SIG, and that is the P365. It's the first P365 of the 3 that I ever owned. I got it immediately when the gun first was introduced. It's been my carry gun ever since. I don't see anything changing that anytime in the very near future. There are some contenders out there that are very good, I would say equally good, and in some ways even better. For me right now, the P365 is still the one I pick up when I'm walking out the door. It has multiple carry options. It is so small. It can go inside the waistband, outside the waistband, both of which can be done very, very concealably because of the size. It's easy to drop into a pocket for pocket carry in warm weather when maybe you're just wearing shorts and a t-shirt. You could even carry it in an ankle holster if you wanted to. Again, lots of different options for carry. To me, that's a huge plus. This gun has been completely reliable for me. I had one magazine when I originally got it that gave me some trouble. Didn't want to lock the slide back. Aside from that situation where every once in a blue moon the slide doesn't lock back, the gun has been 100% reliable as far as shooting. It has really good capacity. I mean really good capacity. It uses that magic Doctor Who's phone booth technology to cram that 10+1 capacity into such a small and thin package. Those excellent sights that SIG puts on these things with that bright green front sight is just incredible. I love the sights, and the bottom line, the very bottom line for this one is I shoot it well. I feel comfortable and confident when I draw this gun out, point it down range at my target, that I'm going to hit my target. And that probably is more important than anything. So there you go. There are my thoughts about 3 little SIGs. Your thoughts may differ. Your opinions may vary. I'd love to see what those are in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.